Welcome back to Cooking with Kale. My name is Kale, and I've been having a train wreck with my hour of seconds, switching to a different project. It's 9 at night, and so I've just been having trouble switching to a new project. So I'm gonna try to do this, a calendar for the week, because I'm really just not happy with this context switching time. I do like this AI generated calendar. I actually think that this is excellent. I couldn't have even asked for something better. Well, hold on. I could have asked for the days to be actually spelled right, but what can you do? So I guess I can maybe put items on the calendar. How do I go about doing that? So how do I put it on the calendar? Right. I guess I have to open up the AI generated image and then. Uh, oh, what am I looking for? Again, uh, being a scenery. The cooking with kale. Scenery. What is it? The calendar. Weekly to do list. Here, this one. All right. What was the other one? That one's cool too, but certainly this one's the home run. I think it looks sick. The only thing that could make it cooler would be like if there was like maybe the Cheshire Cat right around here. That'd be sick, dude. All right, so well, got to take this. I wish they wouldn't give it to you as a JPEG. I wish they'd give it to you as a PNG, or at least allow you to download the PNG. So what do we edit it with? Use the GIMP 4.0, right? Or no, GIMP 3.0. Well, I remember that GIMP 2.4. Oh my god, the loading image in that thing was absolutely horrible. It was the worst thing. It was so big. It was like, what are you guys thinking with this thing, dude? All right. GIMP is still loading. All right. Put it up over there on the other monitor. I like this monitor setup. All right. What do we got to do here? Let's save a copy as, and then, um, what am I going to call it? Like anime tree? This is just excellent. I mean, honestly, I just love how we got how I got the intro screen. Oops. Apparently there's a problem with my buttons choices. I like how we can do that. Apparently I'm having a problem over here with the so then I have to put it up like that. All right. Right now I have it set up to keyboard shortcut Control Shift up and down, and that's just totally not going to work. Left and right would probably work. So first order of business is to get rid of this thing right here. All right, so probably just want to take the stuff from right here, copy and paste that mofo right here. Oh no, what happened? Do I have to select the layer? Oh, yeah, what is that? For some reason, I cannot. Oh yeah, I need to turn the mouse sensitivity down. Not really digging it too much. Well, it's better than it was before. I'm just going to take that and then I'm going to merge that down to where's the merge button? Wait, you can't see the bottom. Oh, we're not doing script 2. I need to turn that off. Huh? All right, just turn off that scrolling marquee. What do I have to do? What, merge it down? Okay. I mean, it's really hard to see. I don't know if I really need to bother trying to cover that up. I don't know. Can you even tell that I did that? I can't. I mean, maybe right here, but it's just like it's so subtle. I just maybe I could try to like smudge it. Where's the smudger? Bucket fill, smudge. Definitely not there. I'm making those lines. I'm losing the lines over there. Can we just grab over here and then, oops. A little bit better. It's hard to notice it, so I'm going to move on. This is day. I just don't think that that is true. It does not actually say day. This does not say fry or phi or b. All right. So we'll try to do that again. This. Just take that. No. Oops. Merge down. Move to. Do what? Merge down. Can you tell? Not really. Let's see if I could do the same magic over here. Maybe I need this thing to be over here. Oops, man. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Nothing a smudge brush wouldn't fix though. What do we gotta get rid of this? And then I gotta get started reading this drone stuff. Not gonna be the most entertaining thing unless you like drones, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is probably the most noticeable one, but still not that noticeable. I don't want to do that. What the hell happened? Oh, pressed it. Wrong button. All right, now I gotta put my smudge, get my smudge on, right? Break this guy up. Wait, hold on. Like, why isn't anything happening? All right, now you can't tell. Kind of tell. Yeah, I don't think this smudge brush will work. I do like the design. I think that it's sick. So this one's going to be a little bit rough. I'm going to do two patches on this one. Take some from the bottom. I'll take this up here. Damn it, why does it always do that? I'll take some from up here. That's exact. Well, this is probably the worst job of them all. Maybe can I smudge it? Add a little bit of texture. Take out that symmetricness. There you go. Now the symmetric stuff is gone. I don't know. It kind of messes it up to smudge it, though, dude. What is the next step? Take out these things? All right. So what's gonna happen? What is today? Today is Saturday, 9:12 p.m. because that's how bad of a block I've been in. I guess I haven't really put too much thought into what's the next thing that I'm going to be doing. That's the good thing about the hour of seconds. You can see from the hour of seconds whenever you try to change it if you haven't really put any thought into like what you're going to do when you switch what you're working on. The train wreck should not happen. I should be able to pull something else out and then get to work on it. But you know how like all right, so when you start a project, a lot of times it's easy to just start a bunch of projects and then work until it starts getting hard and then you just move on and you start another project. Right? And you don't follow through. I'm guilty. Yeah. Why the hell would I start a new project if I wasn't just gonna give up on it? Right? I mean, geez. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like next? Like demand that I fix that thing that I said I've been gonna fix for the past 6 months? I mean, geez, you don't have to remind a man every 6 months. All right, I gotta go into reading mode because it's getting late, and I took a nap. But um, so what's the article? I can only do so much on that background image right now because um, I need to get the plan. Yeah, what before I do this, I've already been reading a whole bunch of it. What page was that? 12? 2018. That wasn't super long ago. Tabby. All right, what are we doing? Nothing new over here, huh? What are we doing? All right, what am I doing? Sorry, I got distracted. Drone team conversation. 12, right? Oh, I do not want to be here. So what, they hit somebody? Where did they hit him? Here. There was. Where was the other car? Well, there were three cars. No, this is the same car. Then go through the crosswalks. Pedestrian showed up. The car, another car was in front of the pedestrian. Car moved. Car only had like 5 seconds to stop. And so where am I at? Object detection. I think I'm going to start reading articles on this channel because I have zero faith in the web dev industry. I am a computer engineer. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing websites. Oh yeah, I have a business, right? But then I need money, and getting into like web dev is sucks, dude. I like to program, but like, dude, it legitimately is one of the worst business. It's one of the worst career moves you could possibly make, man. I mean, maybe the flood of boot camp grads have diminished, but I mean, you honestly, dude, it's like winning the lottery. Like you won like $1,000 on a scratch off ticket or something, dude, just to get a job nowadays. And then there's like the ad money dried up. I mean, honestly, I think I'm still in shock about what happened. But I'm an engineer, so I'll just go do some AI shit, dude. But this is another boom and a bust. It's like, what else did I do that was a stupid career? Audio engineering. I was a wildland firefighter, but that actually paid money. You know, but none of the things I went to college for ended up panning out, dude. I know a lot of people in the same boat, dude. And then you can't like go back and get a different degree because yours didn't work out. You're just screwed. There's no online options. The online options are like, I mean, it's extremely difficult to put yourself through these online classes, dude. To be honest, you gotta have some dedication, dude. I gotta have what? Right. So the object tracking history, like, so that can't reset itself, huh? This would be the problem with the car. So the car misclassified the pedestrian, the bike rider, as a couple of different things. I forget exactly what. And each time it did that, it reset the trajectory for the object. So what it should have done, it should have detected there was an object there, and it might change what it is thinking that it is looking at. It meaning the AI, and then like if it changes from like it doesn't matter whether or not it's changing from like a dog to a cat to a human or something, you know, like yeah and stuff. What's gonna matter is that you're keeping track of the object as it's moving, and whether or not it's a dog, a cat, or a human doesn't matter because you don't want to hit any of them. What do I gotta do? Put a timer on? It's 9:21. I'm gonna go to bed at 10. So what? 38 minutes. I have to get through this in a whole nother document. They want too much reading this autonomous car class. If you ask me, but I don't think I have to read the whole thing. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. But I did actually learn something. Actually, if I didn't, if the only thing that I was able to take away from the entire thing was this one subject section on object detection and classification and path prediction, I think honestly I would probably be a major win because I honestly, since I'm live streaming, I wasn't paying attention as much as you usually would. Although I do have enough experience live streaming to where like I could read this document aloud uh, and not make any errors. You'd think I would like pre-recorded it or something. But so that means sometimes that like I go in automatic mode. I do the same thing when I'm programming computers. It's weird. I'll just like blank out and like do something extremely complicated. It's a blessing and a curse. I've always had a talent for programming, but kind of a I'm a maverick, bro. C++ renegade is the best way to describe me, dude. All right, I need to get more GPU RAM. I only have 24 gigabytes of GPU RAM. With my 3090, I don't know what to do with my 3090. I don't have enough RAM. The Ryzen AI Max 395 is really expensive and it looks like a belly flop on that for the AI. Looks like the Ryzen AI 9 HX 370 with a 64 gig soldered DDR 5 7500 megahertz. I saw one with said it had 8,000 megahertz DDR5. That's I think is for this year for the budget option is going to be the best option. The 5090 32 gigabyte is of course going to dominate, but I mean, yeah, you might have to sell one of your children off into slavery to get one of those right now. which you should not do. I don't know why I have to say this. You should totally not sell one of your testicles to get a 5090. Don't sell your children's kidneys to get a 5090 either. Yeah, I would be perfectly happy with one of those Ryzen AI 9 HX 370s just because it's good enough for to run a 40 gigabyte model distilled into down to 32 gigabytes with like 16-bit quantization or something. And just the speed, looking at the speed, I think you're going to have to spend more money to get something with decent performance. I think you're going to be spending at least 2 to 3 thousand more. So that HX 370 is definitely the best deal. All right. Sorry, I was spacing out. Is this the same path detection? I already had read that. Huh? Can I make this any bigger? We shouldn't be using PDFs, man. I don't really want that. PDF kind of sucks, dude. What can you do? Nothing. This is way better, dude. Wait, so there's a how is the braking different than the deceleration? Oh wait, because one is it's a jerk. It's meters per second to the third. Maximum deceleration rate. The braking is the first coefficient or the first derivative because you have the braking coefficient, which is just a constant, right? And then we're gonna integrate that, or sorry, we're gonna do the antiderivative once to get your second squared, and then we're gonna do the antiderivative a second time to get your which one is a jerk? I mean, I'm the jerk, right? Okay. Let's say the physics jerk. Physics jerk. A jerk is defined as the rate of change of an object's acceleration over time. The vector quantity. So yeah, it's the meters per second cubed. All right, cool. Hey, we're doing some physics. I wish they would have used the right term here, jerk. But they didn't want to offend anybody. And that's the problem with these corporate people. I can't do the corporate people, dude. They're such like pansies, like fake. Nobody wants to offend anybody. And then they're really thin skinned. And they do not afford this same grace to others as they do to their coworkers. Like they're gonna be really petty to people on the outside. And then they're gonna talk about DEI and how much they support equality, and then they'll go off about how like how you in particular, if you did anything wrong, like if you did a racism, or you did a misogyny, or you did a sexism, or you did a homophobism or something, right? And then they just completely will burn you, right? But then they want you to give grace to other people. It's like they can't see that how much of a hypocrite they are. And that kind of person, if you even bring that up to them, they'll get mad at you. They'll like start pointing fingers at you. Like somehow you were part of the problem or something. It's so retarded. And I wouldn't care if they're just an asshole all the time. I don't care. But they're fake nice. That's the thing that pisses me off, dude. If you're gonna act like, oh, we need to be all equality and we have to be nice to everyone and you have to give everyone respect, but then you don't give the same respect to other people who are lower on the totem pole than you, it's like it's just hypocrisy. I can't stand it. It gets under my skin. I don't know why people just can't be chill. Oh, right, because they're at work all the time and the corporate rules suck. Just for the record, I run my own business, and fuck all your corporate rules, bro. Yeah, wait till the money gets in there. You're gonna deal with a bunch of people, a bunch of fuck offs. You go pay them a bunch of money to do shit, and they don't do what you're supposed to. Yeah, I don't know who I care. It's like, or who's worse. Um, I think in general you should go to avoid the Project Veritas situation, where you got Karens taking over the workplace, kicking out your top talent, acting like they can just replace people, and then it turns out you can't, and then now your company's tanked because you just got rid of your top talent because Karen was being a bitch. And the more money they got, more power they got, the worse they can be, dude. And then people will bitch about how these corporate people have too much power, but in every single situation, they're going to side with these corporate people, dude. It's so fucking stupid. I see it over and over again. I just want them to shut up about it. Like, I don't care if that's your politics, honestly, just as long as you chill, dude, and you're not like voting for Putin or something. I did not pay attention. So what is this? Vehicle system action classification. Radar makes first detection. Classification by what was I thinking about, dude? Just now. Oh my god. I went off at a tangent in my mind there for a second. Sorry. Gotta read it again because I was blanking out. Collider detect. Radar makes first detection. Radar is not going to give you a very good um, resolution. Any sort of camera, the farther you go out, the fewer and fewer pixels you're going to get. And then the harder it is to do your image stuff. So you're going to start out with your sensor. Your sonar is going to pick it up. Or sorry, your radar and your LiDAR. So what's the spread in seconds? 35 seconds. 44.1. Sad. Man, I wish I could redo today. Wait, let me go over this impact thing. So over higher level, we're like lidar, camera object detection, lidar, 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 and it's just like it hit the brakes, but it was just like 0.2 seconds. It was not enough to brake. Right. Because this person could have been like they were watching a video on their phone, but they could have been doing anything in the car. This was just like a really bad situation. They only had like 5 seconds to respond. Somebody could have been looking at their radio for 5 seconds. So the fact that it was a self-driving car is kind of a moot point. Kind of macabre reading this, but there's some good takeaways. Oh, what the hell just happened? HMI is human machine interface. Yeah. What halfway? Dude, this is just way too much reading, dude. I hate it when teachers is like, oh yeah, here's a bazillion things of reading and can't get through any of them. And you're like, okay, what's the stuff I'm supposed to get through, dude? I just can't stand that shit, man. I think I've already read a good chunk of this. I'm just gonna skim over the rest because I still have to read another document. Health and toxicology. I'm not even interested in this stuff. No sleep. There's your sleep schedule. Okay, this stuff, honestly, I can skip a large percentage of this stuff, dude. Operator training. This stuff is like documentation, honestly, dude. I think I read the stuff that I really care about. Operational safety. Can we go to the overview? Drug testing. I mean, get me out of here, dude. Come on. I see drug tests, dude. I'm out, bro. Unless you want me to test your drugs. The whole war on drugs thing was so stupid. Oh my god. Here's the analysis. Okay. Where is this at? Only 2/3. Jeez. So she was a tweaker and she was smoking weed. Well, kids don't do math. That's all I got to say. Yes, this is why we can't have nice things, kids. Because you got tweakers, they'll get ran over by your self driving car. You can blame it on math, baby. Do I even need to read anything else? I feel like, honestly, I feel like all I need to know is that the object detection just did not classify her right. I feel like all this stuff is like, you just have to take into account jaywalking, pedestrians, and messed out people on bikes, right? Is there actually like a custom thing in the self-driving cars, like custom like algorithms for dealing with drugged out people on the side of the street? I bet there is, dude. I bet whenever they drive by bars, the AI is looking around for drunk people, dude. They're gonna run out in front of the car. I would program the thing to do that, dude. I mean, people, man, when they get drunk, dude, shit happens, dude, real fast, too. All right. Something about complacency with the driver, right? Drugged out people outside the car. Could have been drugged out people running the car. Didn't have a corporate safety plan. So here's another takeaway. We could probably even stop reading now and say we read most of it. Corporate, you have to have what is your corporation's safety plan? How do you go about dealing with it? All right. Like when you see a whole bunch of like drugged out raver kids on the side of the street, do you train the AI to look at them? All right. What's safety standards and what assessment protocols? Testing, statewide recommendations. Is this it? Here's the conclusion. All right. So she was going across the crosswalk. Is that what happened? She was like on drugs and she just like walked across the crosswalk in front of the self driving car and car hit her. It's a sad story. They definitely learned some stuff, about this. I need to pay more attention to these last bullets. Yeah, it seems like all the automotive manufacturers should be like pooling up their tests and reports into like a database so everybody can run them. That definitely doesn't. It seems like these simulations should totally be open source, dude. Like everybody should have. If anybody died, it totally should be like a open source thing because there's like a lot of hey, look, we get through it right then and there. Board management member statement. No. All right, what's the other one? Oh dear. Oh, I should be going to bed, but I took a nap earlier, so now I have to do. What was it? This one? How long is this stupid one? Why? There's so much reading. You want to do it? Like, dude, if you want me to read all that stuff, man, put it in a different class, dude. Jeez. All right, what am I gonna do? All right, I guess I'm gonna turn off this live stream because the conclusion. Honestly, I think I got most of it through skimming over it. Looks like some blah 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 blah. All back. I mean, I'm gonna read this section right here. This is the most interesting one to me. ADS set system safety. Yeah, let's. I mean, this one's interesting. I'll read this. Dude, so far it's a bunch of BS, dude. It's fluff. I think a lot of people would argue with you here. I mean, I'm a logger. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that that person is a good software engineer who wrote that. I think anybody who knows anything about software engineers will be like, yeah, we logged our data. What else do you want? Documentation. Oh, for what? We like living documentation. You know, like the people, the bureaucrats will want you to write up this like really long write up about this event that happened, and then the engineers just want to put the data from the event into the scene, and then like put the text stuff into metadata, so you could just like watch the thing go by, and then it pauses, and then shows you a screen full of text to read. Yeah, clearly, our solution is better, but the bureaucrats won't allow it. No, they got to have those papers to read because they can't read our language, unfortunately. But I've never made a rocket that can go to Mars or drive itself, a car that can drive itself. So, I'm armchair managing over here. Okay, this one's kind of boring. Now, the accident report was actually more entertaining than I thought. Well, it had a bunch of fluff, but we got to skip the fluff. Well, I don't consider that to be fluff, but like stuff that you know was there for the report that wasn't necessarily geared for somebody who was programming the car. Object detection, blah blah blah. This is just some entry level stuff. It's just like basically stating what this stuff is. I don't know if I want to waste my time. Validation methods, maybe this might be interesting. Honestly, you could replace every one of these with a slide with like 3 bullet points for an engineer. All this text is like a bunch of shit for people who aren't really very familiar with the stuff. HMI, the ability to do replays, build your synthetic data training sets, blah blah blah. I think I'm gonna end this document, and then what's the other thing? All right, we gotta go. Where is it? Gotta read one more thing, and then I'm done. But I think I'm gonna stop streaming. Have a good night. Well, hold on, wait. No, I gotta go. We're just gonna look at the class, the reading material, and then that won't be on their thing. Actually, this. Yeah, we can read this real quick, and then I gotta like do the class, and then I gotta go to bed. All right. I'm getting out of here. I got to do this class for a little while. So have a good night. Oh yeah, what is this class? Self-driving car certification from University of Toronto. Where's the? How do you go to their home? I hate this menu. Sometimes the classes aren't even in order. I hope they fix that. All right. Good night. I'll be back 6:30 a.m. tomorrow.